I told myself, I was like, I'm never gonna get sick of this dance. Everyone asked me to do it with them. I'm never gonna get sick of it. And after like the 500th time.
When you practically live your whole life in front of the camera, people are going to see things you wish they hadn't. Unfortunately for the queen of TikTok, Charli D'Amelio, there's no taking back anything you put out online. Anything that ends up on the internet stays there forever. So today we're going to be taking a look at some things that Charli D'Amelio wishes you'd forget. But before that, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We're giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice, but be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. First is the unfortunate meet and greet. This seems like a lifetime ago, but it only happened in 2019. One of the first things Charli D'Amelio did when she earned a huge following on TikTok is to organize a meet and greet. You'd think it's nice that Charli wants to meet her fans, right? Well, not entirely. The meet and greet actually drew a lot of controversy for being ridiculously overpriced at $100 per head. 9 of the 10 highest-grossing concert tours in 2019 had good seats for the same price, and the meet and greets come for free. Can you imagine how parents must have felt when they had to pay $100 to bring their kids to a meet and greet of someone they never even heard of? Charli D'Amelio tried to cover from the scandalous event by coming out to say that all proceeds of the event will go to charity, but since she did not announce this before the actual meet and greet, people can't help but think this was just an afterthought and a last-minute attempt to clear her name from accusations of greed. Next is when she was caught on camera vaping. Charli has made sure every video where she can be seen vaping has been taken down almost immediately after they're posted, but there's just no way to beat the fast hands of internet potatoes who are quick to screenshot and screen record anything that could be sold for a little attention later. Charli has been caught vaping on camera at least twice, and both times happened over at the Hype House. In one of the videos, she visibly froze when the camera of another TikToker panned to where she was sitting. She tried to hold her breath for as long as she could, but the camera never went away, so she had to exhale, and at that point, smoke clouds came out of her nose and mouth. This could be the reason Charli's parents never let her stay overnight in the Grand Mansion. I mean, aside from the fact that the Hype House does not accept underage permanent tenants. It's not hard to imagine why Charli D'Amelio would wish everyone would just magically forget about this, because she really wants to keep her good girl image. Next up, the time she was in a car accident with her dad. Sure, this happened when Charli was just 9 years old, and obviously she wasn't the one driving, but still it doesn't help with her good girl image whenever this issue comes up, mostly because there are people like Perez Hilton who claim that Charli, and her sister Dixie of course, were not raised right because there is something wrong with their parents. Mark D'Amelio was once arrested for drunk driving with Charli in the front seat and 3 other strangers in the back seat. This issue hounded the whole family for years, and seriously, Charli just wants everyone to forget all about it. After all, it's not like her father crashed the car or got into a major accident. Charli has also come out to say she didn't experience any lasting trauma from this drunk driving incident, but there's just no excuse for endangering a 9-year-old's life like this. Next, every time she was called out for acting inappropriately. Since we already mentioned Perez Hilton, it's worth noting that the YouTube influencer also called Charli out for shooting TikToks in her bikini. She's a minor, after all. Charli tried to evade criticism by saying people can't expect her to cover up while on the beach with friends. But then, friends started pointing out that she shoots the so-called bikini TikToks even when she's just at the all-too-famous Hype House bathroom. But it was too easy to take Charli's side on this one because, let's face it, Perez Hilton is not the most agreeable influencer there is. But when a lovable influencer like Shane Dawson came out to admit that he thinks there's something wrong with minors dancing to inappropriate songs and wearing age-inappropriate outfits on TikTok, people were more willing to listen. They realized that not everything Charli does on the platform was harmless, especially since the majority of her followers are young, underage girls. Remember how she shocked her elder sister Dixie by throwing both of her middle fingers up in the middle of a dance routine they were doing together? Yep, Charli regrets that now. Next, when she forgot the steps to J-Lo's dance. As soon as Charli admitted on video that she messed up the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to dance with J-Lo, she wished she could take it back immediately. She knew that a lot of people will be pressed and would feel offended by the story, but it was too late. She had already told the world that after coming across incredible luck and getting invited to dance with J-Lo on the Super Bowl no less, she got so starstruck that she couldn't even perform well. As you can surely remember, the backlash was immense. Once again, people doubted if Charli had any talent to deserve the momentous gig. People even doubted if she deserved all the hype on TikTok. Surely there are a lot more talented dancers out there who can blow Jennifer Lopez's mind with their skills and confidence, but we're pretty sure Charli was invited for a reason. She has the star power and has actually been dancing competitively since she was young. And hey, she just met Jennifer Lopez. She had every right to be starstruck. Still, it's never a nice feeling when people second guess what you can do. Next is any other makeup tutorial she did before doing her collab with James Charles. It's crystal clear why Charli would want all of us to forget about those early makeup tutorial videos she did. In fact, the TikTok celebrity has deleted some of the most questionable ones, like the one where she tried to use red lipstick as eyeshadow. Charli felt embarrassed about how little she actually knew about makeup when she learned from the best, James Charles himself. The YouTube influencer turned makeup mogul introduced her to a lot of makeup tips and tricks that Charli immediately felt like she knew nothing and had zero credibility to go and do her own makeup tutorials. Charli can't even believe how beautiful and polished she looked when James was done with her. She tried to do some tutorials after this collab, and the improvement in her skills are undeniable. So if everyone could just forget about her super old makeup tutorials, I'm sure she would love that. Now back to the controversial stuff. Another moment Charli would want you to forget was the time she got in trouble for mocking cosplayers. Charli and Maddie Monroe once filmed a video that ruffled feathers in the entire cosplay community. If you try to look it up, you will never find the original video since Charli took it down pretty fast when she realized that the supposedly harmless TikTok challenge she participated in was downright offensive. It was just a 15-second clip, and many people don't think much of it until cosplayers pointed out that the moves Charli and Maddie were doing in their dance were actually imitating the moves of an anime character named Chica, only they were exaggerating the moves. Charli quickly posted an apology saying it was never her intention to offend, and it's easy to believe that since almost every other teenager on TikTok has participated in the same challenge. And while most cosplayers were quick to forgive and commend her for taking responsibility, there were others who just can't forget and would keep on reposting screen recordings of the controversial video. Next is the whole cheating incident between her ex and another influencer. Can you imagine someone like Charli D'Amelio getting cheated on? What's a person got to do around here to get a faithful partner, huh? When Charli and Chase Hudson posted matching breakup announcements on Instagram, they didn't give much of an explanation as to why they were calling it quits. But of course, fans were eager to know all about it. Fortunately, there were some other influencers who can't respect the code of silence and let slip that it was cheating that broke apart Chase and Charli, who were once called the royal couple of TikTok. Charli kept silent through most of it, but that's gotta hurt, right? Especially since Chase reportedly cheated with Nessa Barrett, an influencer that Charli long considered her friend. Charli surely wants to put everything behind her, but how can she do this if people keep bringing it up? Which brings us to the last and most recent moment Charli wished all of us would just forget. I'm talking about the time she stooped down on the level of Twitter trash gossip. She maintained her silence for so long, but when Chase tried to clear his name of the cheating allegations by admitting that he did kiss Nessa, but that he was single at the time, Charli couldn't help but reply, saying, "Then you shouldn't have come to my house after acting like nothing happened." She then urged Chase to stop playing the victim and take some responsibility for his actions. Charli then threatened her own ex-boyfriend that she would spill the tea about how he treated her for the duration of her relationship. After this knee-jerk reaction, Charli realized that she should have kept her mouth shut. In a tearful apology video, D'Amelio admitted that she let her emotions rule her actions that day, and said her followers deserved better than to see all the negativity on their feeds. So there you have it, just some moments that Charli D'Amelio wished we would all forget forever. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it.